Hey Tesla fans, it's Adir from T-Sportline, and today we'll be going over our DIY installation of our MSX Apple CarPlay and Android Auto device. This is for the AMD system. If you have Intel, you can refer to our other video, which is available on YouTube and in the product page. First, we'll start with the device itself. You have the screen and all the things you'll need to get the installation done. Next, a few tools. We'll have a small Phillips, small flathead trim removal tool, 10mm socket, which can be used either on one of these or on a handheld ratchet. We'll kick it over to Oliver and he'll show you how to get this done.
So here we are again, we're going to do another video. We're going to do the 9.7-inch screen behind the steering wheel for the Model 3 AMD car. We're going to start off by removing this top piece of the dash like we always seem to do with the, but first of all we need to remove this piece on the side, this, then we pull the dash up, and then we're going to run the cables through. It's a little bit different than the Model Y, but we're going to go with this. So first of all, we're going to start by removing this end cap. Just get your plastic trim tool again, like we use all the time. Pop this piece off the side. Put it out of the way. Pull this little side trim off because we're going to need that off later on. And then you can grab this dash and just lever up and it will pull straight up all the way across. You also need to remove the same piece on the other side. I've already done that, so we just don't have to show you. So if you just pull this off and the same the other side, the whole dash will pop up and we can slide that out of the way. Now we can take this over to our table and we can mount the screen in here. So let's go do that right now. So here we are with the dash. It's upside down on the table right here. So you want to be counting 23 in from the underneath on these holes here. Don't do it from the top side because, as you see, there's more holes on the top than there is on the bottom. So start here. 1, 2, 3. So right here, this is where you want your first screw hole to come through. And then the first cable is going to be 2 further up, so 24, 25. So the red one's going to come right through here. And then your first 2 screw holes go 24 and 23, okay? And then each one of these cables goes one more further up from the last one. If you look on the bottom of the screen where the cables come through, you see, okay, I've got my first 3 in, I'm gonna skip 2, I'm gonna go to my next one. So skip 2 holes, 1, 2, go through the next one. And with the GPS antenna, it's directly on the next one down, so we'll pop that through the next hole. Once you've got all these cables in, pull them so they're tight, and drop your screen through the holes. The screen will sit in the dash like this, then you want to flip it back on itself again. So now you can see we've got the screw holes here, all the cables are through. Then you want to take your plate that comes in the kit and put all your cables back through the plate. This isn't necessary to get them in the right order because you can sort them out in a minute. Okay, once you get them all through, pull this down. Then you want to line these first 2 up with the screw holes that are here. And then take the little screws that came in the packet and screw them into the bracket. Do it with a hand screwdriver. If you do it with an impact or something like that, you have a tendency to strip the plastic threads. So now we've got the screen mounted with all the screws underneath. We're now going to connect all these other cables up. So first things first, you start with any one of the colors. Now on these female plugs, you'll notice there'll be arrows on the plugs themselves. Okay, now you want to line the 2 arrows up. If you don't line the 2 arrows up, the pins on the inside, you'll bend them. So just line them up like this. Push them in together. Same with the black one and the red one. The blue one doesn't have a home, so we don't use that one. And the same with the GPS. So now we have all the cables installed, the screen's on the top, we've got to drop this back into the car. So we want to do exactly the same thing we did before when we took it out. Just drop this dash back in. With the cables, make sure that they don't go over the top of any one of these clips here that meets up with the ones underneath. Otherwise you'll trap the cables. So Just drop this in over the top like this. And run this cable down the side, out of the way. Once you get it into position, you can give it a little tap to tap it into place and tap it in all the way across. Now with this cable, we're going to run it down the side and we're going to plug this into the blue connector that we've done with several of the screens before, and we're going to connect up the power and the ground down here. So now we have the cable down here, we want to pop the little clip out, that's the little plastic clip down here to remove this sill panel. Once you have the clip out, you can lift the rubber sill trim up, pop this off to one side, get this out of the way, and then you want to make sure you turn the screen off. So let's turn the screen off. You go, wake the car up, hit safety, scroll all the way down, safety all the way down and hit power off. Once you hit power off, the screen will go off and the car will shut off. You want to plug this into this little blue connector down here. Okay, and then this black plug right here with this horseshoe clip on the end. You want to take the bolt that you get with the pack, and you'll notice there'll be a threaded insert down here. You want to plug this on. I'm going to screw this into the threaded insert to create a grounding point. Once you get it down to like finger tight, you want to just go tighten this thing up with the 10mm. And now with your red cable, we're going to run this down the sill panel along with the seat wiring harness. If you pop the seat wiring harness up out of its holder, whatever you want to call it, and then run this back in on top of itself. And then we're going to go into the back of the car. So now we find ourselves in the back. What you're going to need back here, you're going to need a 13mm socket on like a little extension. And this is the red cable that we ran from the front. All I've done is I've just dropped it underneath this plastic trim. You can just pick the plastic trim up and just fold it in with your fingers all the way around. And then to lift the back seat up, you have, if you feel about, I don't know, 4 inches in from where the plastic ends, you'll feel like a little plastic clip. If you flick it towards the center of the vehicle, you'll notice that the seat will come up. Okay, you can do that with both sides. And then the seat comes up. You find a little foam pad like this. Remove this foam pad, and underneath here you'll see this big red positive terminal. So you want to lift up this red positive terminal here, and voila, you've got a 13mm socket, a 13mm nut, sorry, should I say, under here, which you're going to connect this to. Now with the bolt, the nut that you get in the packet, drop this onto the positive terminal. Don't undo the one that's on there, and just drop another 13mm on top, the one that comes with the packet on top. Okay, take your socket. Be careful not to touch any of the metal around, because like I said, this is a positive connection. Tighten this up. Put the cover back on and put your foam panel back in. Then drop your seat back in, making sure that your seat belts come back through the holes. Okay. If you are struggling to get these back through, you can get the seat belt itself, click it in to the seat belt holder, and you can pull up through the seat belt, through the seat belt holder through the hole. Once you've got this back in, click the front down, and everything should be fine, and we just power up the screen and we're all done. So now all we got to do, we just got to put a couple of panels back that we took off earlier on, starting with this side sill trim. And then you replace the rubber sill trim. Drop your little plastic clip out that you popped out earlier on back in. replace the side sill trim and the little rectangular piece at the top, and drop those same two pieces back in on the other side. Once you've done that, everything should turn on and you should be fine.
So now that you've completed the installation process, we're going to go over a few of the features. There are a lot of features on this device, so once you get it installed, you get your phone connected, we recommend going through the different apps and features that are available so that you know how to use it properly. It's always best to learn through experience. However, we'll give you a short recap here. It's a touchscreen display, so you will be able to go through different menu items on the side, time, horsepower, it'll give you the temperature as well, and tire pressure. On the left side, you have the speed. You have access to all of your applications, car settings, so you can go in here, change different things about the Bluetooth, network, and other settings that you may need. Then you can click home. It'll bring you back to this main screen. If you want to select CarPlay, which we'll do right now, you click here. You could also turn the screen off, and you could go to navigation. So let's go back up to the application CarPlay. And as you can tell, we have all of my apps here from my iPhone displaying through the CarPlay. We have messages, phone, music, maps. If you want to use Waze, you could do that as well. You can just scroll through here and find all of the options that you want to go through. And there's a lot of different apps that will connect through your phone. If you ever want to exit out, you just go here, tap again, go back to car, and then it brings you back to the main screen. So pretty easy display to understand and get used to. Again, after some time, you'll know exactly which apps and settings you want, and you can always do what works best for you. You can go to applications as well. This is for the Android Auto device if you're connected through an Android, and same type of situation where you have all of your apps here and you can scroll through, and if you ever need to go back, you just click here. It'll take you back to the home screen. Again, if you have any questions, comments, give us a call, shoot us an email. We're always here to help. Thank you again for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope you enjoy the MSX, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto screen. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe because we have many more great videos coming your way soon.